And we just went to graduation for one of our grandkids. And it's possible this will...
Finished all 3 of them.
Yes, we all 3 of them done in 2 days. It's possible this will get dumped on. If it does, if it gets dumped on, I have to restart the stream. So, for those of you who are here, and they've got a few of you there, if this gets dumped, just go back to Love My Pups. There'll be a new stream started, because apparently if it dumps, you can't start a new stream. So the first question is, can you hear me? And it looks like it's working this end, so that's good. All right, how many people? We've got a few people joining us.
We ate so much food.
Oh, yeah.
Full.
So somebody tell me that they can hear me. I want somebody to say, yeah, we can hear you. And on the live chat, oh, there we go. Angela Bride says, I can hear you. Good deal.
Okay, so, I want to say something real quick.
Go for it.
It's tick season. Give me ideas what's great that you use on your dogs for ticks and fleas. Because 'tis the season. It is coming in big.
So I know one thing that works on ticks.
Adam's flea spray.
Chickens.
Oh, chickens are great to have around to keep ticks away.
We used to have chickens. We had about 7 or 8 chickens running around.
We have 7 or 8. We just had about 5.
Well, 5 chickens running around, and that they kept the
fleas and the ticks down big time.
Yes. Right. So let's see who's Angela Bryce with us. Sally Chopping's with us. Rachel Rochester's with us. Marie Rochelle's with us. Josh Hingenbotham is with us. Nacho Line, of course, is here. Always see Nacho Line here. And a lot of you we see. Rachel we see a lot of too, and Angela. So good to see you. So I'm going to talk a little bit, I think, to start with while people are coming in about merceration. And I bet you don't know what merceration is.
I didn't.
No, well, somebody asked me whether I come across merceration. And I said, I don't know what merceration is, and I called them up and had a conversation. And actually, I do know what merceration is, but I call it something a bit differently. So this is either called merceration, maceration, or mummification. They're all kind of forms of the same thing. This is when things go wrong in a pregnancy, not with pyometria, where these things go wrong in the first few weeks with a uterine infection. The actual mating takes place, and it ends up with fetus or more than one fetus inside mama, and something goes wrong with that process. Typically, honey?
I forgot my bag.
Okay. We go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep you on air for a little bit longer.
All right, that's fine. Going around.
Just thought I was getting good.
I'm glad you remembered it before we got too far away.
I know it.
So this is a situation where a mama dog starts to lose a puppy. Not an absorption. If you have puppies where you've had an ultrasound, it showed five sacs, and then only 2 are born, and you presume that 3 of them are absorbed. That can happen where the dog absorbs the mama dog absorbs the whole fetus, nothing bad happens. But there are 3 alternatives to this. One is what is called mummification. That's where the puppy dies. All these cases, the puppy dies. And they stays in the sac and becomes dehydrated inside the sac, and then is born along with the other puppies as a kind of a shriveled sac with a hard thing inside it, which is the mummified puppy. And in those situations, as long as it doesn't bring on an early delivery, you get away with it, and you can have a completely normal rest of the litter, and everything's fine. There's another one which is called maceration, and maceration is where the fetus doesn't dry out, but it becomes liquefied with the enzymes. It's dead again. The enzymes that are in the sac basically eat up the puppy and turn it into a kind of a nasty, mushy jelly substance. And if it stays inside the sac, then you're okay. If it doesn't, it's a toxic situation. And typically those dogs will go into an early labor to get rid of it. If not, they can...
it'll kill the whole litter.
Well, and the mama too, possibly, if you know anything about it. Yeah. I mean, in those situations, you're probably going to have an operation. Have to, maybe spay the dog.
And you'll probably start seeing green from mama dog.
Yeah, you're going to see. So we're going to talk here a little bit about what signs you'd have, so you know what you need to do. The other one would be merceration, and merceration is where the puppy is in the sac, but it's not liquefying. And those puppies are typically born where you can kind of see the shape and structure of the dog, but it's the same effect. again, if it stays in the dog for too long without, you can get in big trouble. And that's what my customer had. Was I would want to say what they experienced was actually maceration, but their vet said merceration, because they had a kind of a slimy kind of a product being produced by the dog. All right, so let's talk about. So let's see. People here are asking some questions, so I'm going to ask that real quick about this. So Natural Line says, mummified puppy or puppy stops growing. Well, in all these cases, the puppy stops growing. In all of these cases, the puppies died. The question gets to be is, how do you diagnose this, and what can you do about this? So first thing would be is temperature. If you've got a dog that's not behaving normally, maybe a dog that's very listless, maybe a dog that's drinking a lot of water, maybe a dog that just wants to sleep a lot, take the dog's temperature. If you see a temperature of 102 or higher, then you have to assume that something bad is going on inside. And then at that point, it's going to take a vet visit. It's probably going to take antibiotics, probably going to take, at the very least, an X-ray or an ultrasound to try and determine what's going on. If you see a significant discharge going on, especially if it's green like Tami was talking about, those would also be signs that something bad's going on. And if you see kind of a green discharge, a significant amount of green discharge, and you're still more than a few days away from intended whelp, then again, I'd go to I saw that tree come down. Yeah, come down. But in all these cases, there are some things that you can do to stave off whelp. If I've been in situations where a puppy was born mummified 5 days before, 7 days before whelp, and if this keeps on going, the rest of the puppy's going to be lost, because they won't be. They may be viable when they're born, but they will not survive because they're going to be prenatal, too small. You can give products like Regimate, where you can give them a synthetic progesterone that staves off what is an imminent whelp for a few days, so the puppies can grow enough that you're okay. So, all right, so let's go ahead and look at some of these questions now. Stacey Willis says, hello from Idaho. Good to see you. King Tattoos is with us. Good. Ariel's with us with Billy. Good to see you, Ariel. I haven't talked to you in a little while. Yep.
How's Billy doing?
Rachel Rochester. What was that?
Oh, a tree limb hit my car.
Oh. Rachel Rochester said, now, Tami, don't scare James with your crazy driving.
Oh, it's all the time.
I know you're a good driver, but James is probably being dramatic.
Put his feet up on the dashboard and his hands all over the deal going, oh, it's my life. It's my life. It's in danger. Yeah. Such a baby.
So if this thing goes dead, right, today, it's one of two things that happen. Either we drop the call and we'll restart another live, because I can't continue the live after that.
How many thumbs we got?
Or if we don't come back up, it means that we've had an accident and I'm dead. So
yeah.
Just,
go ahead, thumbs up, everybody.
Shed a tear for me. Yeah, thumbs up.
Nobody cares. Yeah, do the thumbs up, everybody.
Yeah, we need some thumbs up.
Nobody cares about what your life is.
So I don't know if we can improve the light in here a little bit, maybe get some light going on.
That's about as good as it gets.
Will this help if I put that down?
Yeah, turn on the light. There you go. Pull it up. Pull it up towards your face. There you go. See your face?
Get rid of that one there. That's just making. There we go. Yeah, a little bit. Can you put yours up? Get some light in your face? Maybe?
I don't need light on my face.
Okay. All right.
I'm fine.
All right. GNC Masters is with us. Castle Hill Labs is with us. Elliott Frenchy Farms. Puppy Week for us. Thank you so much for your advice and help. You are such a great teacher. Well, you're welcome. Good. So you've having some puppies this week, or we've had puppies, or this puppies are coming up this week. If you're having puppies this week, be very, very careful about getting your timing right. Amanda, that I talked to today, is having a litter, and she was in 58 days today, was concerned about the fact that she was maybe going to have puppies today. She's got a really well-bred dog. Dog's going to have like 6 puppies or something, 5 puppies, and or more. And temperature dropped to 91, and she was kind of getting worried about whether or not she'd make it till Tuesday would be her. 91 doesn't mean that she's, if she's eating food, apparently she is, and it's 91, we hope we've still got 2 or 3 days to go. If you can just get within 2 days the right day, you're probably going to be fine. Just gets you till Monday tomorrow.
We're fixing to get to do all that in about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
We're going to have litters of puppies that'll be carrying pink
and we bred Sophia today to
Koi pinks
to Husky Supreme.
Yes, we just did that today with Sophia, a little Willy Wonka daughter.
Yes, that's Dustin and
Yeah.
Christina. We're going to do a little video review of
A
them.
little husky. Yeah.
Yeah, we've known them for a long time. In fact, we kind of got
Shaded Isabellas and Rojo Cans. Huskies. With pink also.
Octavius, have you ever dealt with hernias in dogs? Absolutely, we have. You bet we have.
Yeah.
So, what kind of hernias, Tammy? Tell us about hernias.
Oh, if you have a umbilical hernia, which means at the little navel, where the stomach lining can be thin when they're young puppies, and when they get about 5 weeks old and they're playing rough with each other and they're rolling over one and it's trying to get up and they're all fussing, that's usually when one will tear.
You pop a hernia in the belly.
Yeah.
I have a hernia.
And it'll be about the size of my pinky finger, which is very, you can see it,
right.
A little tiny thing. But there's sometimes they can be walnut size or, like a plum seed size. Those are pretty big, so you need to watch those because they can get, when the puppy gets older and the stomach muscle lining starts growing close, trying to close it, it can get twisted.
There's two kinds of hernias. The one that Tammy's talking about, which is
Right.
umbilical hernia, and there's another one called
the one that's the size of the pinky, it's minor.
Yes. So two kinds of hernias, umbilical hernia and a inguinal hernia. We'll talk about those separately. But so what is going on? What happens is there's a weak point in the muscle and the underlying intestine pooches through it. And so the problem here is if a large loop of intestine pooches through that hole and then gets strangulated by the hole, it can kill that piece of intestine and that dog will die. So, in humans when this happens, you have to have surgery done right away, and then you may have to wear a colostomy bag if they can't fix it. You have to cut off, basically they'll try and cut off the dead piece and bring the two pieces back together again. If they can't do that, you get a colostomy bag. It's a bad situation. So in dogs, typically all the ones that we've ever seen that are umbilical hernias, they've been small, don't have to do anything about them, and if that's a female dog, it gets fixed when she has her first litter, if you're going to breed her. So, and it doesn't seem to have a hereditary element to it. People will say otherwise, vets will say otherwise, but I can tell you, when we've seen umbilical hernias, it's not been very often, but it's not been a whole litter, it's been one dog in a litter. All right, that's the umbilical hernia. The one that is a hereditary link to it is the inguinal hernia. That's the one that's in the crease of the groin. You've got a hole where the femoral artery goes from the stomach down through the leg to feed blood to the spine of the leg. A bit of loop of intestine goes through that, and it produces what's called a inguinal hernia, which can be mistaken for just nothing more than a fat pocket. Tammy, how do you tell if it's an inguinal hernia?
An inguinal?
Yes, what's the test?
When you hold up the puppy under its little armpits and swing it back and forth, or straighten the back hind legs. Of course, you have to have two people to do that.
Yep.
And you see a little bump come up.
Right. And you can press it,
right
it goes back in.
In
that crease.
In the groin.
In the groin. And you can press that little bump, and if it's a fat posit, it'll move around. If it's an inguinal hernia, you can push it back in and it disappears. And at the moment you start pressing on the dog's tummy or jiggling around, it pops back out. I lost it. Where's your microphone? Well, I've got the one right here, right now. No, mine's here. It's yours.
Oh.
Mine was covered up by the seatbelt. I bet that's caused the problem.
There on that blue thing.
Okay. All right. I don't know what the sound was like. Hopefully that's made it sound better.
Hang on, I'm going to pass this truck. Because it's so windy, it's awful.
All right. Ooh, good Lord.
I know it.
It's really windy.
Yeah. We've got some crazy weather going on up here.
Natural line, I did an ultrasound yesterday, only counted one heartbeat, 2 sacs, only one full.
Oh.
Yeah, but I can tell you this, I don't know how many days you were into this, if you're 30, 33 days. They're notoriously bad about getting this right.
Woo!
So, I know, it's really windy. Right, all right. Steve44, hello. Do you usually do C-section at day 61? My French is at day 60 and temp currently is 99.6. No, we don't. We do C-sections when temperatures drop down below 99.0 and we're around day 61 or later. We do not. If a dog's still eating food, especially if you've got a small litter, you're probably AI'd early and you think that you're ready and you're not. So don't get in a hurry on this. Don't think that 61 days. Your dog needs to be showing signs that it's going to go into labor.
Sometimes a vet will say, "Oh, it's okay because we're not going to be around this weekend or on Tuesday or Memorial Day," and don't dare let them talk you into taking it early because you'll lose babies.
Yes. So you want to see a dog that's not eating food, temperatures drop below 99.0, nesting and panting, you're in a good place.
So what you need to do is make sure you do your homework on finding at least 2 more vets, because this time of year you've got vacations, graduations, holidays, and it's good to have backups for vets to find out who's going to be around to be able to do those emergency type situations.
Yep. Don't get pressured into doing it because the vet's not going to be around. Find another vet. That's what Tami's saying. Castle Hill Lab says green means go, go, go to the vet.
Right.
A little green is normal sometimes if the pups are coming out regularly. Yes, that's right. But a lot of a green discharge means a dog's got separated from the center. That dog's not going to live for very long. You've got 10 minutes to get that dog out. All right. And then Natural Line says just wait for the dogs to show signs of panting and digging and temperature. That's exactly right. All of those are good signs that you're in the right place.
How fast is this one guy going?
He's going about 30 miles an hour on the interstate.
Yes, he is on the interstate. That's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Hover 575 says thank you for all the information. You're very welcome, Hover. Natural Line again said that yes, the green means separating placenta. Correct. Rhonda Lee's with us. Good to see you, Rhonda Lee. Rachel Rochester just gave us 4 happy faces. I think she's worried.
How many thumbs up?
We doubled it. We could do some more though.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Thumbs up doesn't cost you a thing. Helps us out. Give us some thumbs up. Let's just know we're doing good. Here's a good question. King Tattoos. How do you feel about pup back deals and rules to it? So Tami and I have got slightly different thinking on this. You probably should be taking Tami's advice, not mine, on this one. So let's start by talking about what this is. So a puppy back deal is where somebody is getting a 0-cost breeding, probably, and in return for that, you are